Today, we're diving into a really dramatic story from the book Happy Path, one that's meant to teach us all what it truly means to be a servant of God. Now, you'll see the title uses some pretty old-fashioned language. We wouldn't use a word like savages today, of course, but we're going to stick with the historical account of how one woman's incredible faith stopped a war right in its tracks. This question actually comes from the end of the story, but it's the perfect place for us to start. It just cuts right to the heart of everything we're about to see. So, who exactly was this one little person? Well, our story begins not in some deep, dark jungle, but way over in Scotland, with a young woman whose life, honestly, gave no clue she was about to become a legend. So let's meet Mary Slessor. Her early life was tough. I mean, really tough. We're talking poverty, a difficult family situation, but through it all, her faith was just unshakable. And that faith led her to make a huge decision, to commit her entire life to serving God by traveling to Africa, all by herself. And it was there, so far from everything she knew, that her faith was about to face the ultimate test. It all kicked off one afternoon when she got some absolutely terrifying news. So get this, Mary is sick. She's stuck in bed when she gets this urgent message. 2 local tribes are about to go to war, and if she doesn't do something like right now, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed by morning. The clock was ticking. Even though she was sick, she just jumped up and got ready to go. A friendly local chief begged her not to. He literally told her she was walking straight into the jaws of death. But did that stop Mary? Not for a second. I mean, just try to put yourself in her shoes for a minute. She's already sick. She's running into the jungle just as night is falling. It's pitch black. She's praying she won't run into any wild animals. And when she finally makes it to a village at midnight, hoping for backup, she gets laughed at. The chief of that village just sneered at her. To him, she was just a woman, powerless. How could she possibly get in the middle of a war between men? And our response is just perfect. It tells you everything you need to know about her. She wasn't relying on her own power. She looked right at him and said, "You see only the woman. Do not forget the woman's God." And with that, she turned around and ran back into the darkness, completely alone again. Okay, so this is where it all comes to a head. She's been traveling all night, and she finally finds them. You can just imagine the tension in the air, the sounds of an army getting ready for battle. As she gets closer, she can hear their angry shouts. She doesn't hesitate, not for a moment. She walks straight into their path and gives them one simple command. Stop. There must be no killing. She told them they needed to sit down and talk it out. Some of the men actually laughed at her. Others tried to trick her. They said, okay, you should rest. We'll talk in the morning. But when she woke up, they were gone. You'd think she'd just give up, right? Nope. She took off running after them, through streams, up hills, until she caught them. So she finally catches up, and they are in a total battle frenzy. And what does this one sick woman do? She scolds them. She yells, "You are behaving like beardless boys. Don't disobey me." And the most unbelievable thing happens. They stop. They just stand there, totally stunned into silence. So she leaves that first group just standing there and runs on to find the second army. And the scene is just wild. They're lined up, waving their spears, eyes full of rage. And Mary, she just walks right up to them, smiling, greeting them, even joking around a little. The nerve is just unbelievable. So you have this absolutely bizarre standoff. Something had to give. And what happened next? Well, it changed everything. And this is the turning point. Out of the crowd, a warrior steps forward. He recognizes her. She had come to his hut once before and healed him when he was sick. Think about that. One simple act of service, of kindness, from her past, became the most powerful weapon for peace she had. He admits their fight is foolish and asks her to stop it. And that's exactly what she did. She stood there, right between these 2 armies that were ready to kill each other, and she did not leave until they had talked it all out and finally made peace. And you know, this wasn't just a one-time thing. Mary stopped a lot of fights like this. Her courage and her heart for service earned her a legendary title. The people she served came to know her as the White Queen of Okoyan. Mary's story is just incredible, right? It's a powerful example of what it means to be a servant of God. But what does a story like this mean for us, today, in our own lives? I mean, let's be real. Does serving God always have to be this dramatic? Do you have to travel across the world and stand between two armies to make a difference? Well, the book gives us a very clear answer. The answer is simple. No, you don't have to go anywhere. Your opportunity to serve, to make a real impact, is right where you are right now. And this is really the biggest takeaway. A lot of the time, the best way you can serve is just by being a good example. At home, at your school, with your friends. Remember how that whole war was stopped because Mary had shown kindness to just one person? Your small acts of kindness every day can have a huge impact, maybe in ways you'll never even know. So let's go back to that first question. It's amazing, isn't it, what one little person can do when she's a servant of God?